My Mill is mostly a person who is easy to get along with, but for some reason, the lady has snapped after we announced that I'm pregnant. We let her get out all of her excitement, but didn't really encourage it. She keeps doing this weird thing where she refers to the baby as her baby. If I can be honest, I'm sure it'll change as time goes on, but I find the whole thing rather boring. Congrats, someone who I just so happen to be married to shot a load in me without a rubber, and now I'm knocked up. It's really not that exciting or interesting, and I cannot relate to women who never shut up about it. It's like the only thing anyone wants to talk to me about. Anyway, Mill was over a few weeks ago and started talking names. She told me to give her a list and she'd go through and let us know which ones she liked or didn't like. I asked her why that was necessary, and she said, "Oh, you know. Just making sure we're on the same page." I asked for clarification to that, why we'd need to be on the same page, and she started getting a bit cagey about it. "Oh, you know. Just one of those things. Gotta make sure everyone's on board with the name." At that point, I cleared my throat and said, very kindly but firmly, "There's no reason for anyone else to be on board with the names we've chosen." She got a bit upset at that and said, "Well, it's my grandchild." "My baby." I said, "No, she's not your baby. Grandchild, yes. But you don't think you get a say in anything involving her, do you? Like, you don't think you get any say in her name, how she's raised, what schools she goes to, how she dresses, any of it, right? You know you're not the parent here, right?" Well, she blew up. Calling me ungrateful, for what? You aren't doing anything, snobby, snooty, the whole show. I just got up and said I was bored with this conversation and went to the backyard to go read in the sun while she melted down to my husband about how I'm stealing all the joy from her and that don't I get that grandma is the most important role she'll ever play? My husband told her to knock off the theatrics and go home, and now she's going all over social media playing up what a victim she is because, I guess now we're keeping her baby away, which isn't true? The little ducker still hasn't been born yet? I've had so much pushback from family telling us we need to just get over it and learn to accept that grandma's going to be around and that yeah, maybe she should get a say in some things, after all, it's her grandchild. I'm at a loss here. Maybe this is some weird cultural thing, we're in the Southwest US, everyone is some bland mix of white, no religious stuff other than the usual fake Catholic, C&E, stuff. Ida? Edit, well, this was certainly a post. I'm glad I'm generally not the AH. The sexist claims that I'm trying to be edgy and not like the other girls are honestly depressing. I didn't expect people to get so upset because a woman would dare not think having a baby is the most OMG sacred beautiful lovely thing or whatever. I hope those of you who think it's a not like the other girls thing can maybe get out there and explore what different women are actually like, and not just the ones in your immediate lives. Women come in all shapes and sizes, attitudes and personalities. Being one way is not a condemnation of how other women are. Being bored by childbirth and all of that isn't a condemnation for those who think it's a big deal or a miracle. Swearing and being inappropriate, being edgy or try hard is such a very Reddit thing to say about a woman who doesn't behave the way you think she should. Some of you women need to really reach deep and explore the internalized misogyny. Best of luck to everyone, and thanks for the kind words. I just recently had my 4th child at the start of the month. My Mill is definitely a baby grabber, and just last week did I let her see the baby, from a distance of course. I've reminded her several times to keep her distance but she will still get up and walk over to take my baby from me. My husband has been home since I had the baby but yesterday he had to go in because of an issue, and he needed to be there. My mom was at our house yesterday, but was doing some of the housework for me. At one point I decided I needed a nap. The baby was asleep and the other children were watching TV. I woke up to yelling an hour later, went downstairs, and my husband has had to grab the baby out of Mill's arms. Mill came over for a visit, saw I was asleep, knew the stroller was by the front door, and ran up the stairs. To grab the baby, she decided to go for a walk with the baby. My mom caught as she tried to leave, and started arguing with her, which is when Mill decided to start yelling about going out for a simple walk. Keep in mind she wasn't wearing a mask. This is when my hubby got home and saw what was going on. He had to stand in Mill's way while trying to get our baby back, but Mill was blocking him from grabbing our baby, screaming at him to let her go. By the time I came down and was told what happened I wasn't happy. I told my husband to go give the baby a wash while I kicked his mom out. Later on she called me and pretty much played dumb and asked me why I kicked her out. I told her why and then told her that because of her actions we were going to NC with her. She demanded to talk to my husband. But I just simply hung up on her. ETA, me and hubby are discussing pressing charges more or likely will happen. ETA 2, we have gone ahead and pressed charges, from the person who we spoke to said, and some of you were right about this, the old lady card may be played, but it still could be a good idea to have a record, in case she tries again. Oh. By the way, when we got back home, flying monkeys were on our doorstep. Some family, some practically friends/minions, as my husband calls them, of Mill, they all listened to our side of the story. Family are outraged with Mill, while her minions are outraged by us. There have been problems with the Mill already, but this decision wasn't mine. It was my partner's. My, 29 female, partner, 28 male, lives with me and my parents. We got pregnant and had some health issues, where I had to deliver early, my blood pressure was through the roof and baby's heartbeat was slowing down. Needed an emergency episiotomy, cut vita bottom, and forceps delivery. Baby was born perfectly healthy smile. Me and partner had some rules about our baby, such as wash your hands and don't kiss the baby's face and change your top if you smoke. Even if we wasn't in a pandemic, those rules would still apply. So the mother-in-law, Mill, visited twice in 6 weeks. She had opportunity, means and time to visit more often, but she always made excuses. When our baby was 6 weeks old on the second visit, she kissed our baby's face 5 times. I got up, picked the baby up, told her to leave. I went and cleaned his face. He has lipstick marks on his face as well as whatever smoky germs from her. My partner spoke to his mom after and she just shouted that it's natural to kiss a baby's face and it's my grandson so I can do what I want. She refused to apologize and refused to acknowledge she broke our rules. She also said OP has put him in more danger by getting public transport with him with her friends, which was 4 days after he was born. I went to his midwife checkup and I couldn't walk the distance obviously as I had stitches and was in a hell of a lot of pain. So my friend offered to come with me on the bus to help me with the pram. My partner was meant to come but he had a first aid course he couldn't get away from. He was on paternity leave with me but that one day he had to go in. I posted a picture of my friend pushing the pram saying thanks to her for helping a new mama out. So Mill saw it on my Facebook. For me that was the last straw. Don't ever say I'm putting my baby in danger when I'm not. Me and partner spoke for days and come to the conclusion until the pandemic has gone / hardly any cases she won't be seeing our baby. She can't be trusted with simple basic rules, then we don't want her around. I gave my other half an alternative that she can see the baby but not hold him, but my other half was adamant he doesn't want his mum seeing the baby. He said waiting outside the theater not knowing if you and our baby was okay almost finished me. I can't allow our son to be ill again when we can prevent it. So are we the AH for stopping her from seeing the baby? Edited cause phone. Some background. My little one is 5 years old. I had been single mom from his conception until I met my beautiful current partner 2 years ago. My little one and I pretty much fell in love with current partner immediately and just moved into our new place together as we are expecting a baby. My oldest bio dad is pretty absentee, but his mom, my ex Mill, tries to make up for it. This happened about a month ago. I am about 34 weeks pregnant with my second child. My ex Mill had stopped bothering me and my family for quite some time. Then she calls my mom out of the blue and says something has happened. She needs to speak to me immediately. My mom says maybe I'll call her back. Ha! This woman does not have my number or address, she lives 2 states away, and hasn't seen me in at least a year. When Biodad decided he didn't want to be a dad after knocking me up, she stood behind him and said I must not be a good spouse, obviously a cheater, and paid for her precious baby's lawyer to go after full custody. Yeah, denied. So I trot over to mom's house and call ex Mill, thinking I haven't had some trolling fun in a while. Why not? When she answers her phone, I am polite and say hi, what's up? Ex Mill, I miss my grandbaby. I don't know why you have a problem with me, but they are clearly issues that you need to work on yourself. As for grandbaby, you cannot keep him from me because of your issues with me. Super rude right off the D. Okay. So I say cool. And nothing else. She gets all flustered and makes some weird ahem-haw noises, and then barrels right into it. Well, grandbaby is coming out here to my state for a few weeks. I've been thinking about this for a while and now is a good time. I will be in your city visiting my son this weekend, have him packed up for 2 weeks or so. I started laughing. You guys. Maybe it's the mama bear hormones, I don't know. I have never behaved this way to her, I've always been a very polite gray rock. But I laughed right into the reliever and said no. Her comeback? Didn't you ever go to your grandparents' house? You're trying to tell me you never visited your grandparents? Children need their grandparents. To which I replied, yes, I visited my grandparents. They were lovely. And that's it. She started whining about, well, why can't grandbaby come see me? At that moment, my little one and my mom walk into where I'm having this conversation. I put this howling wreck on speakerphone and interrupt her to tell little one to say hi to the crazy lady. As soon as Mill hears little one, her tone changes and she starts sweetly offering him candy and presents, just come to grandma's house. Little one is so confused. We are at grandma's house. Little one scrunches up that cute little nose and says, no, bye. And hangs up on the call. Little one got a special bath bomb and favorite dinner that night, growing heart.